I'm not doing this technical analysis because my stop losses got taken out, but I went on and I actually drew this support on the daily. So my support was like this. I'm gonna tell you very quickly. So it was actually like this, okay? And if you look at it, it feels like it is still correct. It actually feels as if we're going to move to the upside. It feels like from this point onward, PEIPEI has to go up, and it's still holding support. So it actually looks pretty good, right? Well, I'm not saying it's a bad argument, but there's one tiny, and I mean a very tiny, nobody's going to actually tell you on YouTube at the moment, because rarely anyone is going to go on and find this for you. But the trend line was very tricky on the daily. Now, this is my own personal opinion. It could be wrong, but I find out that the trend line is not straight like this. There has been a debate between the body and the wick. So you have this body going on in here, and then you have the wicks like this going on. And this body versus wick debate is very, very, long debate, and there's no right or wrong answer to this one. And if I take the trend line and I draw in the trend line, I think personally for me the trend line looks like this, right? This is how I view the trend line, and it looks to me like, yeah, it's a very tricky situation. And then again, you go with the body and the wicks. So the trend line, instead of being straight, it is actually just a little bit ascended. And then it comes down to that body versus wick. Now, what does that body versus wick really mean? Well, we got one body closing above the trend line. We had one body closing above the trend line. And then we also had some few body closing. If I do zoom in here, you can see that these were a lot of body closing right there. You had wick to the downside and a move up. You have never closed with a body below that trend line until now, until this time, right? This is for the first time you made a body closing, and you also made a body closing below the trend line. It's almost like as if you went for that retest and you're looking to actually drop down. And if things go as I expect them to go, then you're looking for, and I'm going to tell you this, and I don't know if you're ready. I told you in the beginning of the video. I hope you're ready for what I'm about to say. So this upper trend line, it's almost like a parallel channel, and the break was successful to the downside. Normally, it should have been this scenario where you break to the upside, retest, and then go up. But what happened is that, as I told you, as I showed you, you're breaking down, and I think you're retesting to drop further more, and that takes you from top to bottom, and we might actually see PEIPEI down to 4,500. Assalamu alaikum everyone, and we are sitting down at 83.26. We touched down to 69.30. This was a very, very, very important video that I made previously, and the video that I created was some few days ago. I'm pretty sure about it. So this was the video, and if you look at it, we have right over here, this was like 4 days ago, and yes, 952 people did end up watching it. So 4 days ago. And the thing is that if I go back to PEIPEI, is PEIPEI done? No, we're not. We are on a technical journey to go down to 45.82. That's the technical target. You had the parallel channel, you broke below, you retested, and the rest is history. Pretty simple, okay? Now, let's say that PEIPEI makes it up to 13,000. I think 13,000 is going to be the most safe place to come back, and let's just put a mark in here, 13,000 nearly. So if you make it up all the way up here, that's amazing. Now in the middle, yesterday we've had a green candle, which is this right over here. So this green candle does not mean anything. It is not a good sign. Now why do I say this? It is because we do have this 3 black crows, and this is a continuation pattern. So eventually you're still looking to go below 69.30 in the future. And all you did is, I think, I mean, of course, when you go in whenever you're in a downtrend, you're always going to have a little bit of a move back up. It does not really mean that when you go down, you just keep going down forever. When you go down, you could actually just make those green candles in the middle. So that's all you're doing right now. You went down, you're making another green candle, and that's all. I'm not going to stretch out the video anymore. This is everything you need to really know. The body versus the wick video that I made previously played out beautifully, and I told you that this to me looks like it's the first body closing and the first body retest. And that's just the debate that goes on into crypto. A lot of people ask, do we have to follow the body? Do we have to follow the wick? Now, if I wanted, I could have actually leave it like this, right? This is how I could have left it. This is how I should have said that, okay, we have the wicks and the bodies. But then again, it's just a very small, tiny tweak of the trend line, right? Just a small rotation of 15-degree angle, right? If you know math. So this to this, that's all. That's all I had to do. But it comes with a certain experience to do that one small tweak. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video on PEIPEI that I made and you got to learn a lot. And that's all for the video. See you down at probably 45.82. This is an amazing buying place. 45.82 can actually be a very solid entry, and you could actually get a nice good pump here. I mean, if it comes down there, you could actually even get a nice 2x, easy 2x in my opinion. So that's all for the video. I'm going to see you in the next one. Love.